welcome to the lighter side of the dark side. It's your weekly freak show here on Renegade Radio and also all podcast catchers, including Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, iHeartRadio, all of that, and YouTube. It's the Dark Mark Show. I am Dark Mark, the goth comedian. Sans makeup for the moment. Yes, this is everybody's favorite horror writer, Nicole Six.
Good evening.
And she actually was the one that catered the show today.
I had a really cool idea. I thought maybe we could have our good friend Rachel put some makeup on Lilian here.
Was this your idea?
It was, yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I didn't know if they came to you or you came to them.
I thought it would be really cool because they were already working together as partners on stuff. So I was like, that would be really cool to see it in the show live.
Well, if people don't know who we're talking about two of our favorite guests.
Yes.
Two of our favorite people.
Yes.
Right there. She's blowing up. Hollywood has discovered her, and she always looks. Both of you look fantastic without makeup, but just imagine when you put makeup on. That's the star of many movies coming out, including Clown Motel 2 and From Dusk Til Bong, Lilian Sin.
Woo,
yeah.
great.
Hi, Lilian. And next to you is our friend. It hasn't been a while. It was like it took like 4 years for you to come back, and then now you're back like 3 months later, and we love having you.
I think it was September.
It was September. Okay, so it's, I don't know. I you got me on the calendar thing. I don't know what's going on. Well, it's great to have you back, and that's the editor of Vampyre Magazine, and more importantly, as you can see by her beautiful makeup, the CEO of Vampyre Cosmetics, Rachel Clinesmith. How are you?
I'm good. Glad to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here. And basically, we're gonna do a makeover show. We're gonna talk about makeup. We're gonna talk a little bit about Lilian's burgeoning career. We're gonna talk about all of your travels as of late. But we're gonna make everybody look pretty. I mean, everybody looks pretty except for me in here. But we're gonna make everybody look pretty.
Look outstanding.
Everybody's gonna look outstanding. And what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing under the table there? What's going on?
So I've been a model for Vampyre Cosmetics for a while now,
Right.
6 months or so, almost. And I love their lipsticks because they go on shiny and they dry matte, but they leave your lips like super soft and velvety,
Nice.
and they don't come off even after you eat or drink anything. But they they're coming out with new colors now.
Yeah.
And I just saw that she has a new purple one.
Ooh.
So I saw that. I was like, oh my God, is that the new one? And got all like
This
really
was not
super
labeled
excited.
yet. These are officially licensed by Vampire Vineyards, and this is going to be the Sangria color.
Sangria, I love it.
Yes, the black coming. It's Dracula.
It's so pretty.
And it looks like a little wine bottle.
It is, yeah.
I didn't
All
know
of
there
their
was a
lipsticks
Vampire
do.
Vineyards.
Yeah, vampire wine.
Sorry, I got excited.
Oh, I have had Vampire wine. Okay, I had that.
I had
a few weeks ago.
sangria. Well, when did you have it?
I think I brought some a few weeks ago when Sarah and Manu were here. But anyway,
So
we
Was
got.
it the vampire one? Or?
I think it was. I don't know. Anyway, I've had it before. I know I've had it before. Oh yes, you guys are drinking tequila. I am drinking Ray's energy drinks, the best energy drink there is. This is the best. This is one of my favorite flavors. Voodoo flavor. Nicole had it. She approves of it. This is great. The best part of Ray's energy drinks: 0 carbs, 0 calories, 0 crash. If you go to the description of this show on YouTube or on any podcast catcher, you get 15% off a case with our code DARKMARK. So get a Ray's energy drink, and trust me, you'll be up all night. You'll be able to put all sorts of makeup on yourself. And also, we have a new sponsor today, and I'm very excited about this. I was very excited that they hopped on the show because I'm actually wearing a shirt, and I've lost a little weight, so I'm actually fitting into old shirts again. This is my old Sisters of Mercy shirt that's extra large and tight on me, but then I have my other 2XL shirts that are too loose on me. Now, do you ever struggle finding a t-shirt that fits as well as the one tee you love till it wore out? Do you wish that standard medium or large or extra large or 2X was just a little bit longer, or large wasn't quite so baggy on the sides? You got to check out Coulter Dillon. Coulter Dillon has mastered the perfect fit, added fabric color options, and you can have personalized artwork to deliver your perfect t-shirts. This is a great idea. They don't have sizes. They don't have small, medium, large, extra large. You measure yourself, and they will customize a t-shirt to your specifications. I was on the website. I can't wait to get a shirt from these guys because it's going to fit perfectly because it's based on my specifications. So if you go to their website, coulterdillon.com, COLTERDILLON, you could try your first custom fitted tee today with not 50% off, not 25% off, 50% off. Use the code DARK50. That will also be in the notes, DARK50 at coulterdillon.com. I think it's a great idea.
Well,
A custom fitted t-shirt? That sounds great, doesn't it?
it does, because as this T-shirt is a small, but my breasts are large.
See,
So-
this is the thing. It's not just for men, although most of our audience is men. It's for men and women. So go to coulterdillon.com. Use the
I'm excited. I can't wait to try it out.
use the code DARK50, 50% off your t-shirt, and you can customize and put whatever artwork you want. So it's a great deal. Now, you've loaded up the makeup here. Now, tell us, because I know that you were on with Father Sebastian last time you were on, but tell us the genesis of Vampyre Cosmetics again. How did this come out? How about?
I've been doing makeup since I was 16. Started doing it professionally when I was like 19. And in 2011, I realized that I was living in the Midwest and it was hard to find like bright colors or dark colors that were affordable. So I started just making them myself. And I also make makeup for other brands. I don't just have my own Vampyre Cosmetics, but I also do custom makeup and brushes for other alternative indie brands and celebrities as well.
Wow.
I have
That's
a couple
awesome.
different brands. Vampyre Cosmetics came about because I'm obviously, a huge part of the vampire community here
Yes.
in Los Angeles and New Orleans. I work with Father Sebastian. I'm editor-in-chief of Vampire Magazine. And I've always loved vampires since I was like 6 years old when I first heard a story about Vlad Tepes, Dracula, Vlad the Impaler, and how that turned into the story of Dracula. And then my favorite...
So you heard the Vlad the Impaler story before Dracula.
I did.
And so it wasn't that you discovered Twilight and went through Dracula through.
No.
Oh, okay, good. I'm just want to make sure.
No, but it wasn't a big deal for me until Buffy, actually.
Oh, okay.
It's really exciting because today is the 25th anniversary of Buffy the Vampire Slayer airing on television.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Happy
That's
anniversary,
amazing.
Buffy the Vampire
Yeah.
Slayer.
It's
Happy
like
anniversary.
my main or probably my only fandom. It's the only TV show I've watched like over and over and over and over again.
Buffy got me into comics. Like, I had to buy the Buffy comics. I had to go buy all of them. I was very excited about Buffy. She was... I mean, there was Xena, but to me, Buffy was the first person I found relatable as, like,
Yeah.
she was just really awesome.
You related to Buffy?
I related to Buffy, yeah.
You weren't like. Was it Willow, the friend?
No.
No.
No, I know I ended up growing up to become a witch, but I related to Buffy. I related to being silly and, like, kicking ass at the same time. Like, she inspired a lot of my writing back then.
I'm sure she did.
Yeah.
So that's so how did you learn how to make makeup?
Research. I've always been kind of a nerd, and I've always liked science and history and all that stuff. So I just dove into studying cosmetic chemistry, and actually started out selling Mary Kay when I was like 16, which is before you're legally allowed to. My mom went and got like a Mary Kay, membership or whatever to get, a license to sell it, and did that for me so I could sell it underage. And I was really researching the ingredients and stuff. And while they have some really cool products, their culture didn't align with what I was into. I was already a goth. That time I was already like kind of wanting to be part of the vampire scene because I'd found it in Dark Realms magazine by Joseph Vargo. Like I found out about Father Sebastian from that in like 2002.
Okay.
And
So while other
I was
people were using fake IDs to buy beer, you were using fake IDs to make makeup and
I
sell
was
makeup.
Sell makeup, yeah. But like as I got more educated, there's an author named Paula Bagoon that wrote the Beauty Bible or the Cosmetics Bible or something. She also wrote Don't Go to the Hair Care Counter Without Me and stuff like that. So she really dove into like every ingredient on the market, the efficacy, the use, whether it was like frivolous, what kind of marketing was used, whether it was like a legitimate thing or not, whether it was just like marketing buzzwords. And I learned a lot about like cosmetic chemistry and safety from her. and my own research, and I realized that while I liked Mary Kay and a lot of the products, they had some cool colors at the time. They were doing some like teen stuff at the time.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't like me wearing goth clothing when I was selling my makeup.
I can imagine.
So I didn't like that, but also some of the ingredients I didn't agree with.
Right.
And so I realized at that point that I was going to eventually make my own makeup because I wanted to make sure that, you know, whatever I stood behind was safe for the skin and high quality.
Now, in your hometown, are there like a bunch of soccer moms and housewives that are all gothed out now because of you?
I mean, my hometown is New Orleans, so
Well,
yeah.
Okay.
But I was as a teenager, I was stuck in Kansas.
That's what I meant is Kansas. I'm sorry, I know.
And actually, there actually are quite a lot. My husband is actually here, and he and I went to high school together.
There you go. How you doing?
And we were some of the first goths at our high school, and that movement grew a lot afterwards, actually.
Because of you guys.
Trailblazers.
Look, he's agreeing. Yes, he's
And
agreeing well. But the thing is, I've never seen you without makeup. But your makeup's always on point. I've never seen you have a bad makeup day.
Well, I don't wear makeup every day, even though I do own, you know, makeup lines. I just wear it when I go out. So it doesn't take that long.
Right. But I've seen you without makeup, and I'm looking at you without makeup right now, and you look great. That's Lilian that I'm looking at if you're listening to this. But you late as of late now. We got to you early. You were first on here like 3 years ago with your husband Mortis. Go ahead and peek in because we got Rachel's husband, so it's only fair. But you have as of late, especially the last 6 months to a year, have just exploded. People have found you.
Yeah.
You're a superstar. I always thought you were a superstar in the making, but now the rest of the world has found you. You're in. How many movies did you film last year?
Oh my god, I think I have about 20 on my IMDb now.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Your IMDb is just going crazy. They can't even keep up with it.
Yeah. Most of the films are going to be released, including Dusk Til Bong by James Balsamo. I play 4 different roles in that film, and then my husband Mortis plays 2.
And I play 1.
Yep.
Yes, we're finally in the same movie. Although I don't know if we're in the same. we didn't film together.
Josie Cat's in it too now.
Yeah.
Yes, because I was there with her and we filmed it together.
Oh, you got to work with Warren.
I got to work with Josie Cat. Yes, I did. My former co-host Josie Cat. We both got They made me up like a vampire. She was already made up, and she.
It is a deep regret that I was busy that night.
Yes,
I got invited as well, and I would have loved to have been a vampire with you.
Yes.
There'll be another one, I'm sure.
Yes, From Dusk Til Bong too. But yes, I actually improvised, and I think my vampire, and I didn't plan this; it just kind of happened this way. Is very gay.
That's fantastic.
Very much into the dick. Yes, very much because he's like, yeah. We have a running joke that all the good vampire blood's in the dick, and like, okay.
Yeah.
So
I know somebody who's responsible for that.
Oh, is that you or is that? Oh. You're pointing at Mortis, your husband. Is that was his joke?
It was his joke, and it kind of just grew from there.
As dicks tend to do.
Yeah, I was thinking it.
Yeah.
Don't worry, don't take any.
Really?
Yeah.
So yeah, and I believe I sent you a scream clip too,
yes,
with my actual scream.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to play it right now. But for audio people, you'll just have to envision it. And when it does premiere, watch it because we're all in it, and you're in it, I'm in it.
But
you were in.
Great.
How did the Clown Motel 2 premiere come on? Because that's the last we got up with you.
There were 2 premieres for that. It was a lot of fun. The first premiere was a lot of fun. The second premiere was even more fun because Mortis and I got to perform together to one of my favorite sets that we put together.
Oh, that's great.
It's a song by Ice Nine Kills, It's Hip to Be Scared.
Right.
We did the whole Patrick Bateman thing. I was Patrick and he was Paul.
Oh, okay, great.
And then he went from Paul to my giant teddy bear being Paul, and I stabbed a giant teddy bear.
Okay, not the alien dog that you have right there.
No, this is Canine.
That's hi Canine. How are you? The letter K and the number 9.
Yes, named after Marvin the Martian's alien dog.
Right. Right. I think Doctor Who had a dog named K9 too. It was like a robot dog. But how are you just how have you gotten to the pandemic become such a horror actress in demand?
Well, I have my husband, I think. He put me into a lot of his music videos where I got to create different personalities which were portrayed in a lot of my auditions to a lot of these roles. And the best part is a lot of the roles that I do with the independent films is I actually get to improvise a lot. So I don't really practice my lines. I learn my lines pretty much on scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I get to, I guess you could say, I become another person right then and there.
I've seen it. Well, I've seen it on stage. I always remark about the creepy face that you have, that creepy face that you get on stage. See that one, yeah. And I gotta tell you, I interviewed the guy who plays Art the Clown, and he's the only guy I knew that could top that. He has a creepy face too. I asked him to do it.
He's cool.
Yeah, he did like the whole creepy face. But when was the first time you wore makeup in your life?
In my whole life?
How young were you?
More like, how old was I? I was 21, 22 when I first ever applied makeup on my face.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't that unusual?
When you're raised as a homeschooled and you're raised in a church type home where they don't allow makeup or jewelry or any of that, the holy roller stuff still at Pentecostal church, I don't, they're cool. But when you're stuck in that kind of rut and that you can't really express your freedom and your creativity, it kind of gets drilled into your head. And it wasn't until my 3rd or 4th year as a dancer that I finally started putting on makeup, and that was because most of my intersexual friends were the ones teaching me.
Right. That explains a lot now. You're making up for lost time.
Yeah. And then my husband taught me a lot, thankfully, and then
he started playing makeup before he was 23, I would imagine.
Yes. And then working with Rachel and Vampyre Cosmetics, she's taught me a lot when it comes to like makeup brushes. I had no idea which one of these does what, and she's like, okay, this one does this. She was very patient with me and helps me a lot with it, and I thank her for that.
Yeah, no, and like I say, she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, and it's nice to have a red eyeshadow that doesn't break my eyelid out or make them swell because I'm allergic to so much stuff.
And it's all vegan.
Yeah, that's what
I
love
love
A
about
lot of
that.
times allergic reactions from the beetles, which is what you use to make a lot of.
Now, are you
shadows.
vegan as far as eating?
No,
or you
I'm not. I just don't see a reason to
Use beetle wings.
use animal products in cosmetics.
I respect that. I'm vegetarian, so anything that doesn't kill animals is good to me.
Okay, all right.
I was 13 when I first started wearing makeup.
I was so that was my next question. I figured it, but that's kind of a normal age, though. I would think.
Yeah,
right?
I think so. My
That's
mom
pretty-
took me to the Clinique counter, and she's like, "Here, give her a makeover, show her how to do everything." And that's where it started.
That's cool.
That is actually really cool. Because I grew up with my sister, and I know that there was a whole fight to get the ears pierced, and then the makeup and the whole thing, and yeah. So but I don't think they did the makeup counter. She just started like putting makeup on after she left the house, so you never had to sneak out like that.
Yeah, my mom was very supportive.
That's great.
Of me
That's great.
Expressing myself in any way I wanted to.
But I've seen the Vampyre Cosmetics are just it's starting to become a really lucrative business. I see you everywhere.
Yeah, I do mostly wholesale, with both Vampyre Cosmetics, and I also can now have Alchemy Mythosis, which is sort of like more of our dark academia brand. So I do a lot of things like literature inspired, like the Amityville Karen palette I designed years ago and finally got made. This is my personal one, so it's a little bit of a mess.
That's great.
That's really cool.
They're actual book palettes that open up like the pages, 3 pages of shadows, 30 shadows total. No one else has done that. I have a patent pending on those, and I have a patent pending on our tentacle brushes, which are like, actually, the purples are not, these are not finished. This set wasn't cleaned up before I came out. Normally we put a sealer on these, but this is the new color we're doing.
See how excited Lilian is? Look at that.
I love the purple tentacles, and they also have another patent set of brushes. They're like cute little crocodiles and little crocodile
we have a
tails.
crocodile.
Love it.
brush
Oh wow, that's
set.
great.
Yeah,
We're also
they're so
doing
cute.
an onk and a steak brush.
Awesome.
Oh, that's terrific. But let me ask. Go ahead.
Lilian said you could play this.
If
Okay.
it'll work on my phone on there, I don't know.
I'm gonna cut it in.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna
Start
cut it.
doing makeup?
I'm gonna cut it in.
Start
but
doing my makeup? Uh-oh.
if you want me to
Yes,
cut,
we
if
should
you want me
probably
to cut
start
it in audio, I'll cut it in audio too. That's fine. I was just, it's better if I cut it in. So anyway, thanks. Anyway, well, I was gonna ask both of you, and you're already going on that. Okay, I guess I'll wait for that question. So
You can still talk, yeah.
no, I was gonna ask. Now, if there's somebody that is getting into the goth scene and they're putting on makeup, what mistakes have you seen that you can tell people not to do?
I mean, I don't really believe in mistakes when it comes to makeup.
You've seen me with makeup on.
I used to do effects makeup too. Well, I still do sometimes. I just don't do makeup as a profession anymore. I mostly sell it.
Right.
But I always made the joke, like, if you spill some blood or, latex somewhere, oh, it's like a happy little wound. Like Bob Ross will just make it work.
And for our people on audio, you're putting some eyeshadow on right now on the tops of the eyes, but not on the eyelids.
What is the name of that orange?
This is the red from the Makeover palette.
All right. Right.
And I thought I was the colorblind one.
It's
The lights are weird
lighting.
in the
It's the
studio,
lighting.
so
This is
it's a lighting thing. So
This is a very true red.
Yeah, I can see it's red now.
Red orange.
okay. So if you don't think there are mistakes, what are some things that people should be doing?
I mean,
Let's accentuate the positive in the goth scene.
I mean, I literally think that, the whole point of wearing makeup is to express yourself. So, like, literally there are no rules, whatever you want. Like, eyebrows, no eyebrows. It's one of the good things about the goth scene is that there's just so much variety in makeup and style. Like, we don't care about, like, what the rest of society...
You can swear. We encourage profanity. But,
we don't give a fuck about...
We don't give a fuck.
what the rest of society is saying to do about your makeup at any given time.
Right.
So I was kind of discussing this with Mark earlier. What do you think about the fact that even though the scene should be very free and liberating and we should be embracing all our differences, it can get so catty?
I mean, thankfully, I really haven't experienced that a whole lot. But I think that's just because I keep my circle, which is pretty small. Like, I've definitely seen some, fame chasers, clout chasers kind of thing. But I feel like at this point, it's pretty easy to spot. Honestly, I've made the comment before that I think Hollywood is full of neurodivergent people.
Okay.
Because you kind of have to be a little outside the box to be crazy enough to move here.
Yeah.
It's hard to live here.
Right.
I heard someone say once that it's a bunch of people who all thought they were too hot for their own hometowns.
Well, see, I think that's a really jaded way to look at it. Okay? Because what I feel like is people came out here to follow their dreams.
Yeah.
All of us did. We all have goals. We all have things we're working on. Most of us are awkward. Most of us have very narrow special interests, like our craft or whatever we're doing, whether you're an makeup artist or you're an actor or you're a writer or whatever, or you're a comedian. Like, and what do we have? What do we have in LA as far as, like, social, like, expectations are concerned? We have scripts that everyone follows.
Yeah.
And me being autistic, like, that makes it easy for me because everyone goes, hey, how are you? What do you do? Let's talk about our jobs. It's, special interest kind of conversation. I feel like most people in LA are neurodivergent, and that if you can just accept that and, like, sort of embrace that, life gets easier.
So what are you putting on your eyelids right now?
I'm putting a purple from the King Cake palette that I have.
I call it the Necronomicon Palette.
Yeah.
Well, it's Mardi Gras palette. This is Mardi Gras from my hometown of New Orleans.
Did you go to Mardi Gras this year?
I did not.
Oh. I had some friends that did and didn't tell me until afterwards because I could have gone, but thanks. Thanks, buddies.
Yeah, right.
I've never been to a Mardi Gras in New Orleans. I've been to New Orleans plenty of times. I never during that time. I don't know if is it too crowded? Is it too touristy? Or
it's not touristy. There's a lot of misconceptions about Mardi Gras. Like, it's actually a really family-friendly event. That whole boobs for beads thing is a complete myth.
I've seen the boobs for beads.
I mean, sure, if you're walking down Bourbon Street, where the tourists are, and
I've shown my boobs for beads.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like, you can find some boobs, but it's not the boobs you're looking for.
Well, I always tell people, I mean, you have to do Bourbon Street once.
Well, yeah.
But Frenchman Street's where the real party is.
I love strippers, and I love strip clubs. That's where I started out working when I was in my early 20s. I had a ton of friends who were strippers, and I used to just go hang out and pick songs from the thing, and I would do the makeup and stuff. And I also worked in haunted houses in the same time period.
That's cool.
But Disney bought up most of the spots on Bourbon Street.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So, like, the live sex clubs and stuff, I don't think they're still there. I don't think it's still a thing.
Mm.
What did Disney want with it?
I don't know. Probably to turn it into an amusement park.
Probably build a live action.
I don't know what's been I don't know what's been done with it since then, because that was like before the pandemic, and I don't live there anymore. I usually just go back for Endless Night in the fall.
I've been to the Endless Night in New Orleans. It was a really good adventure.
I want to go to Florida.
So that was, that was the only time you were in New Orleans, right?
It is. That was my first and only time in New Orleans. But I have a story in the back of my mind about vampires doing a road trip for Mardi Gras. Vampires, and there's two people doing a road trip for Mardi Gras, and they get down there, and there's just all these vampires just having a blast. And, like, I want to go experience Mardi Gras before I write that, and it was nice to go see New Orleans so I could get a feel for what the land was like before I started writing it. So
Right.
in the back of my mind, it's like my ideal vampire story.
Okay. All right. Would they have a float or what?
No, it's they would just be having there's I don't want to give away any. I have a mythology I'm building around New Orleans, inspired of course by many other vampire writers.
Oh, yeah.
But they would just it would be a big party and the vampires could fit right in.
Right.
I've read several things like that, so it'd be very similar to stuff that other people have already written. But that's Mardi Gras has always just been built up in like our minds is to be like this big raunchy sin fest, you know?
I mean, it definitely can be some of the night parades, but it's not all that. It's not the only thing it is.
Right.
I mean, there's over 400 festivals a year in New Orleans.
There's always a parade.
Yeah, there's always
There's a parade
something.
every weekend. Look at you. It's starting to come together. You're half made up right now. I kind of like it.
You look like a phoenix.
Yes. You're about to rise. But yeah.
Well, the other thing about Mardi Gras is it comes from, you know, Rome originally, where it really was just a big sin fest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, carnival season starts on the day of Epiphany, which is January 6th, and it's a Catholic holiday.
Mm-hmm.
And then carnival season leads up to, Mardi Gras, which is the day before Lent. And the idea is that you get all of your debauchery out before you repent for Lent for 40 days. But in the modern time, it's become much different.
Well, that was why they wore the mask too, so you could get away with whatever
Yeah.
debauchery you wanted to do that night.
So very interestingly, Rachel is applying some straight lines out of the eyes. I don't know if it's going with the Phoenix theme or what do you think? What's happening there?
I think we'll have to see how it all comes together.
All right, thanks. And yeah, things are going well. So
What you gotta appreciate is it's like a sunset on her face right now. The attention to colors is very well thought out.
right. That's why I couldn't do makeup because I'm colorblind. But
Are you actually colorblind?
well, red and green, and
Okay.
they're together. It's hard to tell.
I understand.
So it's but I really am, and that's why I discovered the goth scene. Oddly enough, people think it's a joke, and it is, but it doesn't really do so well with the crowds. But wearing all black is good because I don't have to match anything. So
That's smart.
yeah, so I'm colorblind and I'm overweight, so wearing all black really does fit me.
So how does my red shirt look to you?
It looks like a red shirt,
Yeah.
and I'm looking at your boobs
That's the point
underneath
of a
the
red
shirt.
shirt.
Yeah, I see that. So
Yeah.
especially when you stuck out the boobs and curved your back and arched it.
Yeah.
Wait, I
I'm
didn't
very
even
proud.
I didn't even catch it on camera.
We're putting it on camera?
Yeah, we're putting it on camera. Arch that. Yeah, see that's the red shirt. Because I was so transfixed with the makeup here.
Well,
And-
the thing about red is it makes you look bigger, so I chose a red shirt because it would make them look bigger.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You shouldn't wear red unless you want to look
I thought
bigger.
white makes you look bigger.
I don't know. No one
I
ever
mean,
said that.
light colors, it's like, how they contour, so.
But
Right.
red, like,
light colors draw the attention, dark colors, pull from it.
Right.
Shadow.
red
lightness.
notoriously makes you look heavier. But it also works really well with lipstick for that reason, because it makes your lips look plumper.
Right.
Also, Hitler hated red lipstick, so go red lipstick.
Well,
Go
yeah.
red lipstick.
There you go. Wear the lipstick that Hitler hated.
Piss off the Nazis, there you go.
And also, that reminds me, Culture Dylan, if you go to culturedylan.com, you can get whatever color shirt you want. So there you go. Use our promo code. I'm just so great we got this. I'm just so happy we got a new sponsor. Anyway, now are these all are these all from the Vampire collection or from the Alchemy collection? That
It's a
putting on?
mixture. Like right now I'm using a purple highlighter that I have from my Pride and Prejudice palette.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful.
Alchemy and
Very
Mythosis,
nice.
'cause I love books.
Right, I could see that. You're very well read. Although I got to be honest, Lilian looks nothing like a Jane Austen figure right now,
No.
but she looks good.
Maybe if I always you guys ever see that movie Lost in Austin?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I did not. I
Well,
heard
it's
about
basically
it.
like this modern day girl in England like ends up like finding a portal in her house to like
Right.
the early 1850s where that time period was.
Huh.
And kind of open your eyes. Goes back and like trades places with Lizzie from Pride and Prejudice.
Wow.
And Lizzie like comes forward in time to her place and doesn't want to leave because she fits in better in the modern era.
I can imagine.
I think she'd be a punk. Just saying, like she was very irreverent. A lot of these girl characters this time period. I mean, Jane Austen was definitely an irreverent figure. The way she wrote about society at the time was very,
Yeah.
not
Mhm.
flattering. Charlotte and Emily Bronte actually wrote under pen names because they couldn't be published as women.
Yeah.
Right.
And they wrote these dark gothic romances, one of which, Wuthering Heights, is actually supposedly about vampires.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, there's several things in the book that like point to she actually meant this to be a vampire novel. But yeah, they're very, girls who go against the grain of the time period, they're very irreverent type of figures.
I'm a big Jane Austen fan. I always liked her.
Yeah. A lot of people say they're probably autistic too, because
Interesting.
they'd go
Possibly,
against
yeah.
what society expected.
Right.
So it took a lot of bravery back then.
Yeah, definitely. Well, women were still property.
Yep.
Not that we have come a terribly long way. I mean, marital rape was legal in the U.S. in 1994. Women couldn't have their own bank accounts until the 70s. Like, it's not that recent.
That's pretty crazy.
No, you're right, but thankfully it's 2022. It's getting better, and
Yeah.
it's still not where it should be, but it should be.
It's
getting
We're
better.
making great strides in a short amount of time if you look at it from a historical perspective, because like for thousands of years women were considered property.
I think that's another reason why people are so drawn to these subcultures too, because it's a way to sort of reclaim power from a society that wants to oppress us.
Now, what is the brush that you're using now?
It's just one of the pinnacle brushes.
Right.
And I don't believe that there's specific rules for brushes either. Like, I've literally gone to a craft store and bought paint brushes and used those because they eat the same. Especially when you're doing effects makeup, because you want like throwaway brushes that you can use with like latex and prosade and blood and stuff like that. But obviously there's some that do, certain jobs better than others.
Right.
Like that one's probably more often used for...
Because you have like 15 brushes on the desk, and I'm not sure. I mean, obviously that's a smaller brush that you're using on her eyes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to narrate this as we go. Oh, Nicole, you using?
Oh yes, for the people
It's
that
a
are
small round flat-
listening on audio.
And this is a small round flat
Because
brush.
this was your idea, Nicole. I was like, wait a second, this is gonna be weird.
Yeah, this was Nicole's idea.
It
Yes.
was. Well, that's why I wanted to do it. It would only work if we did it in studio, and I knew that.
Right. No, but
The angle brush.
it's fun. I'm having a lot of fun, but it's like
So right now, Lilian looks like some sort of magnificent firebird,
yes.
and there's a sunset happening on her eyes, and sort of almost Bowie-esque.
There is with the kind of
The swoop.
the swoop. It's the kind of the swoosh out of the eyes. It is a Bowie-ish
We
thing.
did a blood wing.
Is that a blood
Blood
wing?
wing.
I apologize. I
Now we know.
apologize.
Now the listeners at home know.
I apologize to vampires everywhere for my ignorance, but it must be. I mean, to have a lovely canvas like this, you can't go wrong. Have you ever?
So right now she's applying a little bit of highlighter to her cheeks.
Is that what that is? Okay. See, I have no idea.
A highlighter is a sort of whiter, shinier powder that draws in the light.
Right. Because when I put powder on my face, that's all I do is it's just the whiter,
Your face is
shinier
all
powder.
white. Yes.
Hey, this is another one of the highlighters from the Pride and Prejudice palette. The one I'm wearing on my face is actually just lighter gold from the King
Right.
palette.
It looks good.
Rachel has a lovely gold going on and just a little bit of highlighter on her nose.
Right. See, I would have never noticed that. See, this is why this was
No,
your
you're
idea.
right. I should be narrating more.
Wanna do
It's a
lips?
good point.
Sure.
So right now we
try
have a
out the,
little lip gloss that
I
is
get to
made
try
in
the purple.
It's the purple. It's brand new,
Right.
and
So it's gonna
You
be
get
the
to try
Fangria.
the purple
The
I get to
Fangria.
try the purple. Yay.
Fangria.
and it comes in a little wine bottle shaped container.
That is so cute.
It is amazing.
That is so cute. When will that be available?
They're on the way from the factory, so I
Okay.
should have the next week and a half.
So you just go to vampyrecosmetics.com and keep an eye out.
Yep.
And
I think they're already on the site. They're just sold out, so you can sign up to get a notification when they.
That's
come in.
fantastic. Congratulations. So, what? I don't. You don't have to like share it if it's like a trade secret. You use all vegan products. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about what's in your materials?
We do have an ingredients list on our website, and that delves more into like what each one is used for. I mean, obviously the shadows are like, a lot of mica and stuff. We don't use beeswax in the lipsticks.
Okay.
But I'm not with
I think a lot of people don't realize how many animal products are in their makeup.
Right. I'm not with the whole natural crowd. Like, chemicals are good. Sometimes natural stuff is bad. Poison ivy is natural, and you shouldn't put it on your skin. So, like, as long as we can explain the science behind why we're using it and how it's safe for your skin, that's what I care about.
Well, that's good.
Now, you don't even use beeswax.
No.
Because there's the whole
It's a controversy. Some
is
people think
honey
bees are
vegan? Is beeswax vegan? I don't know.
I didn't get this opportunity, but I was recently considered for a energy drink, and there was one problem that you're using Pearl, and they were calling themselves vegan, and they're like, well, it's like honey. You could choose like, no, with Pearl the clams are dying, so it's definitely not vegan.
Plus, it's not Ray's Energy Drink, which are our sponsor. But let's, since Lilian's putting on her lipstick, tell us about our other sponsor.
Oh, so I'm going to try to talk into the mic and tell you at the same time.
And this is all natural.
We have CBD products that are all natural. They're made by a professional confectionist, and they're delicious. I've talked to our guy, Charlie Renegade, of RenegadeKush.com and RenegadeCBD.com, where you can find these lovely items. And he assures me that when he's back in this, he's currently on vacation at places unknown. And when he is back, we're finally going to try that white chocolate.
Right. Well, you tried the bath bombs.
I love the bath bombs. I love the gummies. The gummies were my favorite.
Yeah.
And they came.
Are they gummy bears or just little
gummy chunks? They're little squares.
Oh, okay.
They're so tasty, and they're multiple flavors. Like there's lemon, there's blueberry, there's watermelon. It's just delicious. Like I really enjoyed that. And so the CBD puts you in a really great feeling. I usually eat 3, which is 60 milligrams, and it's just like the perfect little zen. So I really appreciate the products, and I like them.
Right. Well, Lilian's putting on her lipstick. It seems to be going pretty well. She knows how to do a big reveal, because she's covering up just so I don't even see it, and then she's gonna.
I love the Cupid stuff.
Drop that down, and boy, it's gonna be lovely. But
is that what that's called?
Mm-hmm. The little arch on our lips. We all have one.
What's that?
The Cupid's bow.
It's
right there.
Do I have a Cupid's bow?
You have a mustache.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. If I shave, I don't know if I have.
I have literally never seen you without the mustache. So.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's been a while. I remember when I opened for Sky at the whiskey.
Yes.
I came from Vegas and I had to shave. Yeah.
I remember that day. I don't remember your face.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
I remember your suit.
Yes. I don't have that anymore. I gotta get another suit like that.
It was pretty flashy.
Yeah. So.
I think you got it.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh, look at that! Oh my goodness! What a difference!
So, Rachel, what would you describe this look as?
I do, but I gotta find it.
Vampire rave. I don't know.
Vampire rave.
It's a very colorful vampire.
Yeah.
I like it. You've seen it in the mirror? I'm assuming.
Oh yeah.
And Mortis, do you approve of this look?
It's cool.
What an asshole!
Oh, love you too, honey. But
I understand.
No,
Mortis
you're not a colorful person.
Mortis is trying to be funny. I get it. So.
Oh, Mortis just said he prefers a lack of color, like you yourself.
It's
right.
up to you.
No, but
It's very 70s or even early 80s too.
But it's very glammy.
It's very glammy.
Now here's the eternal argument, Rachel and Lilian. Since you both are in the goth community, color or no color?
It depends on the colors.
Yeah.
That's the dress code of the bar we're at.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, very much so.
Because my makeup's always monochrome, but you don't have to do that.
This is like bar photo shoot style.
Yeah, it's like a little editorial.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So may I ask if Lilian and I could switch places?
Yes.
And Mark can talk to Lilian a little bit more about her movies, whereas
Yes.
Mascara on.
I don't have it with me.
I have
I
it.
thought you brought it. Oh.
I thought I did too, but
Okay.
You want to use mine?
sure.
I have
And you-
clean eyes. That's important. Dirty eyes are gross.
Yeah, all right.
I.
That's how you get a sty.
Oh no, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I guess we're not done yet, but yeah, I'm glad you have clean eyes now. You make sure and rub and.
I always have
clean
clean
and-
eyes because I was
You
terrified.
really
of...
shouldn't share eye
Yeah,
products,
that's why
but
I
we're
was-
all friends here,
yeah.
so don't do this at home.
Yes,
Yeah.
please don't.
Because
Please
you
don't.
never know what you're getting into. That's why I mentioned the fact that my
It's not
eyes
the
are.
first time we've shared makeup.
Yes. Is that right? Now, when did you share your
I
makeup
think it's
before?
Vampire Boy. I bet we shared lipstick. I'll let you try mine.
Yes.
Still, you shouldn't do this.
You shouldn't
No,
share
you
lipstick.
Even
You
with
shouldn't
your
share
friends,
eyes.
but we like
You
to live
shouldn't share
dangerous.
eye lipstick and you shouldn't share our eye makeup.
No,
but,
no.
you
But we're
know.
gonna live dangerously tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tonight. Yeah, why not? It's everybody's get made up.
Well,
tonight.
and when I say clean eyes, I mean like I don't.
There we go.
Yeah, please elaborate, Nicole, about your clean
My
eyes.
hands are clean when I touch my eyes. Is the best way to put it.
Also, you don't
Okay.
sound sick right now or
Yes,
anything like
I'm not
that.
sick.
You just washed your
Right.
face. Yeah. I mean, still, not a good idea, but it does make a difference. Also, like, you're supposed to throw out your mascara,
Mhm.
like, after you have, like, a cold or something, or you get sick.
Yeah.
Because-
Really? I did not
because the
know that.
bacteria, if
It
you
leaks into
use
your
it-
eyes.
If you
Ooh,
use it while you're sick, like a toothbrush, you throw a toothbrush away, you don't get sick.
right,
Not
but
reuse it. It's the same thing.
okay, all right. So, anyway, yes.
Yes, it's hard to find.
So, what do you think of that look?
I like it.
I like it too.
It's different. I like it. I like the colors and how she used different palettes.
Right.
Me-
Now, I was going to ask because when we first met you, you were a brunette, and you were a brunette for quite some time,
Yeah.
and now you're a blonde.
Yeah.
What's the reaction been? Now, I've been saying that you've been so successful as of late. Is it because of the blonde hair? Or?
It's because of the blonde hair, I
I'm a little
think.
too pale.
I think so. I think it was the blonde hair that set it up.
I mean, seriously, I don't. I mean, I think you look great either way.
Thank you.
But
I think Lilian brought some foundation.
I forgot
Oh, okay.
in the car.
That's all right.
I got really stoned on
Well,
the
I'm
way over.
olive skinned anyway.
right, as you can if you go to Renegade Coach or RenegadeCBD.com. But no, really, was there an uptick once you started going blonde? That
Yeah.
it-
I got a lot more roles as a blonde. Especially in independent horror film.
people are so shallow and so fickle in this town. They love the blondes, right, Nicole?
Oh yeah, when I was a blonde, I got treated totally different.
Every time I wear a blonde wig, I get like 300 plus minimum likes on my picture. And I'm an actual redhead, and I wear red wigs. And
Really?
it doesn't get near the love.
See,
That's so
red's my
weird.
favorite. Like
Yeah,
I
me
know,
too.
I know I get treated better when I'm blonde, and people ask me when I'm gonna go blonding. I'm like, I like the red.
Now, do you get treated differently? Just I mean, you get hit on either way, but do you get treated differently as a blonde?
I think I get treated a little differently as a
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about like by people around in the street and people that you know,
Yeah.
you walk by, you catch more people checking you out
Yeah.
with blonde and That's
The,
so
the
weird.
typical blonde hair, blue eye. Yeah.
well, I mean, are those contacts or those?
No,
those
that's
your,
in my real life.
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So did you finally your hair matches your eyes and that's what it is?
Apparently.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, maybe I'll go blonde.
And
again.
besides,
I
who
don't know.
doesn't want to see a blonde screaming in a horror film?
See, I guess
Very
that's the
popular.
thing. I guess that's the thing. Although, I thought like most of the horror icons, brunettes.
The survivors are usually brunette.
The survivors are brunettes. That's the okay. So you don't survive in any of these movies,
Not yet, I
Not unless
haven't.
you're Buffy.
right? Really? You're always getting. What's the most creative death so far that you can talk
Oh.
about? So I know there's some things you can't.
Okay,
talk
there's creative deaths, and then there's my favorite death.
about. Okay. Well, what's the creative death and what's your favorite death?
My favorite creative death would probably be the scene of where I'm in Amityville BIgfoot, by Sean C. by Sean,
Amityville BIgfoot.
yeah, by Sean C. Phillips. It's the scene with Mortis and I seen Bigfoot, and I'm terrified, and I'm running through the woods, and I run into Mortis, which in the scene, I don't know him. He's just a stranger in the woods. I run into for
Right.
help.
Typecasting.
Yes. And this whole scene is on all improvised.
Okay.
And needless to say, it turns out Mortis is a murderer in the woods, other than Bigfoot.
Okay.
And yeah, I get choked to death, and he fucks with me a little bit, makes me scream, and he screams with me to mock me, and then he chokes me out, which is really hot if you're into that, which I am.
Right.
And then he has a toe-to-toe with Bigfoot.
Oh, okay.
And that's all I can tell.
All right.
So and then my favorite kill scene is
They just have everything with Amityville. So, our friend Dustin Ferguson's got Amityville in the Hood, Amityville Toy Box.
oh yeah,
Amityville
that's Dustin.
Clownhouse.
Dustin's cool.
But I mean, there's so many we talked to him, like, you could make any movie in Amityville.
There's a
movie.
lot of Amityvilles coming, especially in the independent horror
Right.
scene. And then my favorite kill scene is in Mortis's short film that we did, which is going to be it's going to be a part of Blood Runs, and that's
Okay.
on YouTube. And I get a hatchet to the chest,
I think I've seen that.
and I get lifted up. Yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
yeah. So that's probably my favorite kill scene so far.
Okay, so both your favorite kill scenes involve your husband killing you.
Yeah.
That's no coincidence. So let's see what's going on over here with Nicole.
I feel it's got an oceanic thing going on.
Before we delve into psychology of that statement.
I'm leaving that for the audience to interpret for themselves. Now,
Is it fair to say I kind of look like a mermaid? I feel like a
Not
mermaid.
quite. I'm doing kind of a purple thing.
yeah, there's like a purple kind of
I
eyeshadow
want to
around your eyes.
say the quality here is very soft and it's smooth, and I like it a lot the way it feels.
Right.
That's something else about these brushes. Is
Oh, I
that
love
because of the
those, yeah.
shape, that they're actually really comfortable. Like they're
Okay.
ergonomic, like a pencil.
I love those brushes,
Yeah.
especially the angled brush, the angled eyeliner brush by them. It's like using a scalpel and getting that perfect precision.
So what's the difference between those brushes, which I'm assuming you do sell online as well?
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between those brushes and like when you get it like CVS or Walgreens or something?
I'm supporting. No, I'm kidding.
No, I got
I'm like I'm supporting a friend.
Yeah,
No,
like Walgreens has
I
enough
just
support.
we're at Walgreens and other places where you have to buy the brushes individually,
Right.
and it costs like so ridiculous amounts. With Vampyre Cosmetics, you pay one price and you get 6 brushes.
Right. Oh yeah.
Also, the quality, like
The quality is
they're really
amazing.
soft,
Yeah, and they're
which makes
also
it easier for blending.
Or
They're
Hot
really-
Topic or wherever.
They're,
you know.
and you can't,
Use.
yeah, you
They're very
can't beat the
comfortable.
softness. And I love the fact that the tentacles themselves, tentacle brushes, they form to your hand,
Mm-hmm.
so you get that precision no matter what you use.
Right. And we're getting some precision right here because what's going on with Nicole? And
I can't see, but I hope it's pretty.
It's very
it's
pretty.
going
Yeah.
pretty good. So you got it's pretty uniform as far as the eyes, but you got a little something going on with the cheeks, and I see what's going on.
Okay.
Are you
Fun to try.
I didn't know if Rachel was happy with it or if she was.
Yeah, yeah. I just haven't done anything to her face yet.
Yeah.
Those are just eyes.
Just the eyes.
No. Very nice. So, what do you think of Nicole's face? If you were to make up that face, what would you do?
I like the direction she's going.
Yes.
Well, she has these beautiful brown eyes.
Yes. You want to accentuate
and
that.
purple really tends to bring out brown eyes.
Right. Now I have, if I may say so myself, beautiful blue eyes. What color brings those out?
Usually greens, right?
Coppers.
Greens and coppers.
Coppers, greens, and coppers. Greens will sometimes pull the blue and make them look a little bit more green.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got some
Whereas
shows
in,
coming
like-
up. Yeah, I'm working.
Like coppers and oranges will make it look more like pop blue.
Right.
I could see with like a sort of rustic eye
Yeah.
thing going on. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that makes because it's a contrasting, it's a complementary color. You know.
How about it? But I also have the weird eyes that kind of change color because they're blue sometimes they're gray, sometimes they're green.
That happens with people.
But
Sometimes
also-
they're silver. I've seen them silver.
But I'm also just not going as harsh on her makeup as Lilian. It's more
Right.
soft.
It's very soft. Yeah. But she has a softer face.
I do have a softie.
Well, I didn't say you had a soft face. I said you had a softer face. Lilian has you have very.
That's what I meant.
very
She has
sharp
very
angles.
sharp features. Yeah.
Very
My
sharp
face is
angles,
more
very
round
sharp.
and-
I'm sorry if I but your face is very angular. The
I don't
cheekbones.
think anyone here is offended.
No.
Your cheekbones are higher than Nicole's.
It's the Irish and Cherokee in me.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering.
Mine too. I got
Because
the-
Nicole's a mutt too.
Dakota.
You're Italian and something else.
Italian and French.
Italian and French. So
That's why I have this
Yeah.
long, glorious
My
flock of
cheekbones
hair.
are from my native ancestry too, because I'm native and white.
High cheekbones.
what ancestry is that?
My father was Dakota.
Okay.
I can see that on your face.
Yeah, my eye shape
Yeah,
too. The hooded eyes.
If you go out here and then go left and then go right, there'll be a sign. Somebody needs to use the bathroom. So
It is difficult to find. I wish him well on his journey.
yeah, so I thought I pointed him as well as it. Now, Nicole, is there anything as far as makeup is concerned that you found challenging, or you
So I
sometimes
don't
you
really
didn't-
wear a lot of makeup. I wear pretty much all I wear is eyeliner.
right?
I went through a time when I wore foundation, and I would wear lighter foundation just because, the goth thing, I like to look
Right.
more pale. But I recently, for the last 2 years, I just haven't been wearing foundation. I've just been embracing my natural face.
Right.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I was thinking about it this week. This week's really the 10th anniversary I met you.
Oh, okay.
Well, not this week, this year.
Wow.
2012 is when I met you
I think I was
and
wearing eyeshadow and eyeliner when you met me.
yeah, I met you and Josie Cat in 2012.
Yeah.
But
And I used to wear those iconic bright red lips.
yeah, you had
To
the
fuck Hitler.
well. That's when you had the Pokemon cards,
I did,
and
yeah.
you had the bob.
As long as you don't
And I
interpret
had
that.
big red lips. I would always wear the lipstick with the, I remember that, yep.
That's
It
right.
was my journalist look.
Hold on, let's do the camera difference inside.
Right.
Okay.
Okay,
But,
so what's going on now?
As long as you don't interpret the fuck Hitler literally like the mother-in-law did.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
Because I told her fuck the police, and she went and had
Right.
sex with the police.
Oh no.
Ah,
She misunderstood the assignment.
yeah, that's not what NWA was going for when they had their song. You're not supposed to literally fuck the police.
She took a federal police officer to a seedy motel in Independence, Missouri, where they normally have other things going on.
Well, that will show. He'll never fuck around with anybody else again. He'll never
And-
take advantage.
And he walks in. He walks in holding this like federal police briefcase,
Right.
and she's like, "Why is everyone staring at us?" And she told me afterwards, and I'm like, "Oh my god, you stupid woman!" She's like, "It's your fault. You told me to fuck the police."
That's hilarious.
Not what I
that is
meant.
very funny.
My ex-mother-in-law is a whore, and I'm not slut shaming. Like she's very.
Did you
proud
wait
of
till your
it.
current husband left before you tell these stories?
No, he thinks they're hilarious. He'd be cracking up way too loud. That's why.
Right.
No, I'm not slut shaming because, sex positive, all good and everything. But, she made the joke one time because I made the joke when I first, got with her son. And I was like, oh my god, there's 4 people in the car that I've had sex with, the 4 people I've been with ever. And she was like, it would take a ballroom to be in the room with a quarter the number of people I've slept with.
No, wait a second. Did you fuck the mother? What are you
No.
Oh my goodness.
This
I'm
was
trying to do the math.
No. I was in the car with 4 different guys that I had recently been hanging out with before I got with my ex-husband.
Oh, okay. And
And
was this like a Toyota Tercel, or how big was this car?
I said it was 4 guys.
4 guys. Okay, so there's 5 people in the car. Okay,
And it's a quarter of the number of people I slept with at the time. I was
but the mother wasn't.
23.
Okay,
No, she
got
wasn't in there. I was just telling her. I
Oh,
was
okay.
like, afterwards, I'm like, oh my god, so this is like a quarter of the guys I slept with in one spot. And she was like, it would take a ballroom for me, honey.
So
Jeez.
did you make this foundation as well?
I just mixed it.
Okay.
We don't sell foundation, we don't make foundation yet. I have been asked to a whole bunch.
Been asking you forever because I
I-
love your product. So if you did
One-
foundation, I'd be in heaven.
We do manufacturing here. We also contract manufacturing out with a number of private labs. I'm trying to open up a factory in LA because there's currently no in United States cosmetics manufacturers that do packaging and product.
Oh, you did
And
first. You
I think there
fucking
should
you would
be.
capitalize on
There
that,
should
girl.
be. And I already have a number of clients who own other brands that I make makeup for. But I'm not going to do a makeup line until I can make sure it's as inclusive as possible.
That's fair.
So that's why I haven't done it yet.
No, I just want to just make sure I'm with you when you say inclusive.
Like skin tones. So
Okay.
for foundation and face products, I want to make sure that I can offer as wide a spectrum as possible.
Got it. I just want to make sure that.
It is hard to find.
Well, I'm sure.
That's hard for me to find the right shade of fairness because I try to find one that's like ivory or neutral ivory and neutral, and I'm like, I'm not a makeup person.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
And
and then I'm told, oh, go off of rubbing it on your wrist. That doesn't work for me.
Also texture, because like I'm very pale, and I've had friends who are even more pale than me, and like a lot of the brands that have very, very white makeup are very drying, and I have very dry skin. So not only in texture but skin tone, I want to make sure we can be as inclusive as possible.
And as far as the goth makeup and the white makeup, you gotta, there's a fine line between goth and clown.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing wrong with that.
I love that red.
I'm
I
not.
use one of those wipes and just have this all over my teeth.
Oh. Give you one of the makeup wipes.
Thank you.
Yeah, the closest I found for foundation is Maybelline Fit, but I'm sure that's not good for my skin.
I mean,
The Maybelline Fit.
I stopped being able to wear drugstore foundation after I turned 30 just because I have so much texture because
Right.
I'm white. So
Maybe that's my problem.
I use NARS for foundation right now,
NARS.
Right.
I'm scared.
which actually ends up being cheaper in the long run.
Really?
It's $50 for a bottle of this, but it lasts me 6 months at least. At least.
I know, but I don't.
But I was spending like 16. Well, I have mini ones too for like $200, so they have smaller ones. But I was spending like $16 a month on foundation from the drugstore, so this is still cheaper. It really is. Surprisingly.
I'm letting it dry instead of doing what I did the last time.
Yes.
All over my teeth.
Oh,
Yeah, or last
It
time
has
was
to
Vampire
dry down. As long as it dries down, it stays.
Did she do that Vampire Mom?
Yeah, she put it on, and we forgot to let it dry all the way. She took a drink, or no, we hit the bowl. But mine's dry.
Right.
Also, thank you,
very
Euphoria. I
nice.
haven't seen the show, but they brought back the cool colors. Cool tone makeup is currently in, and I love it.
What does that mean?
Yeah, please define that.
So, like, instead of all the warm neutrals we had, like, last decade, people are wearing, like, the bright, like, pale, cool undertones, like, purples and blues and stuff we saw in the early 2000s, just when I, was in middle school and high school, and
Same.
I missed it. So I'm excited to see that coming back with teenagers now.
That's great. That's great. Well, you got to be on top of that now.
That lipstick is gonna have fun to get off.
It's a
See,
good color, though.
that's
Yeah, this is Cabernet Sauvignon.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
That's a good
It's the
one.
vampire wine one.
That one is the other one I like.
We have the bright red one and that
No,
one.
I like the
So
dark.
that's the
dark one.
vintage Nicole 6.
The Merlot one's darker.
Well, we got
Look
one last
like
thing
that.
to apply.
Uh-oh, wait a second.
The mascara.
Okay. All right.
We like that one, and we like the Merlot one. But now
Okay.
the purple is probably my favorite, and I can't wait for the
And
black.
the black. Yeah.
Yes.
I've been wearing the black since I got the samples.
Well, when you get another sample of the black and the purple, I would love to use it for set.
Yeah, I'll get you both as soon as I have them.
Yeah,
Oh, I love you. You're awesome.
I need to find a good black lipstick. Yeah.
You go through her. Get
I
her.
know that's what
I'm
honestly.
like, do you want to trade real fast?
No, that's fine. That's fine. I actually it
I
looks
could
like.
say what I normally tell people when I'm trying to sell the lipstick, but I don't think it's appropriate.
No, let's. I want to. I want to
Let's
hear.
hear the
I want to
sale.
hear the sales pitch. Come on.
It's not
So, it is it is 95% BJ proof. So, I mean, if you're a girl like
Honestly,
me,
that's not a selling point for me. But go ahead.
in other words,
That's such a good
when you
one.
put it on, you wear it on for a while, you have fun with your significant other.
Right.
After that, you just clean up around it, but your it's not as bright, but your lips are still stained. The color you had them, it's just a little faded.
Okay.
Well, actually, the purple and the black stay longer than the reds do.
Oh, goody! So
They're harder to
BJ
make.
proof.
Yeah, no, they are.
Mine don't come
That's my previous formula. They
Mortis,
are.
can you attest to this? Have
they
you?
are both done.
Well, see, I wear the darker lipsticks, and it
Right.
stays on for like the day after the show. It's still on there.
Even after we
Like, even
play.
if I put it underneath
I can
my
see you
eye-
haven't given him a BJ in a while because I was asking him about the BJ and the lipstick on his dick, and he's like, "Well, my lipstick stays a long
I actually
time."
brought these for you to have.
No,
So you
I
can
do
open
my
them
own
up on
things.
camera and try it. Take a look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? So you have the
Thank you.
lipstick that stays. It's cunnilingus proof.
Yeah.
Very nice. You let him go down on you with lipstick on?
I could eat a
Oh,
pizza
yeah.
for hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You prefer it?
He can
No,
eat a peach for
well,
hours, so I have no complaints.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear
I'll
that.
definitely use them.
I'm glad to hear that.
I'll tell people that I'm using them. Yeah.
Awesome.
For hours.
She gave me,
Yes,
Oh,
please.
snap.
Yes.
and I'm going to use them on my social media.
So what do you have? That's Alchemy. What's that in front?
Do you want me to open them on camera now?
Sure.
Okay.
You don't have to open them, but
Okay, I'll open them when I get home so that I
But
can.
This is our
I
a
love having
Necronomicon
different
palette.
shots.
So
that's a Necronomicon
H.P.
palette.
Lovecraft. It's the Necronomicon book palette. This is our new boxes and the new style of book palettes.
Mm-hmm.
This is the old style. We used to have to shrink wrap them.
Yeah,
And
and
then
that is
this is the
the
Mardi Gras.
Pancake palette that we just had out.
That's so cool.
very nice, very
So
nice.
here's how this is going to work because I have limited skills, unlike you. I will paint my eyes, but it'll just be like one thing and then a mascara.
That's usually how I do it.
Now, Lillian, what do you think of the makeup, Joe?
Oh, she's great. I
I love it. I think it looks really well with my eyes.
It does.
Yeah.
And then you just a dash of eyeliner underneath. Really popping
That's
out.
what I would probably do.
You-
Let's do that.
Now I know we're going to take a picture with everybody together, but are you going to take a picture with this
Do you want to
make?
apply it?
Oh, you can.
Can I use your mirror?
Yeah, bring it back out.
Thank you.
She's not even paying attention to me.
What,
I was
what
gonna
did you say? You're going to take a
I
picture
said,
with
of course, we're all
everybody?
going to take a picture together after the show. But are you going to send a picture of yourself to your significant other and show them
Yes.
how I wouldn't say significant other, but the you know what
My
I'm talking
friend.
about, your friend,
Special friend.
your special friend, and so he can see how wonderful you look at as with the makeover.
I think I definitely will. I'm
Okay.
trying not to.
Be so obvious about it.
No, I'm trying not to mess up what she did by
Right.
putting on my normal look, which is the under eyeliner.
You can always blend it out and take a brush and blend it out a little bit if you want to.
or stick that in your eye. I understand that. Which
Not at
I
all.
have done.
I don't talk about my
once
friend
again-
on camera,
Once again, there's no rules.
but I will probably send them something. Yes.
Right.
Although I do want to bring us back to our slightly naughty conversation a minute
Oh,
ago.
please.
So part of the reason why the makeup works so well for things like movie sets is because I started designing makeup for use in haunted houses.
Okay.
So like the fake blood we used to make, which I'm gonna bring back here this year.
Yes, I need that.
It basically it stays wet all night.
That's
So
awesome.
like how most fake blood dries.
Yeah.
If you're on set, if you're in haunted houses, it does not dry.
Okay.
It stays wet.
I'm gonna need some.
And the way I used to do effects makeup, because I used to have to do like 50 actors, 50 like full face prosthetic blood wounds, everything in like
Right.
an hour
Mhm.
by myself. So I would try and do it so that like as you go out for the night, like it looks better. Like the wear just kind of wears with it
Right. Well, that's fantastic.
and stays on. Like I had some arguments with some makeup artists and haunts I worked at because they did everything airbrush, which takes forever. And it wasn't as durable as the cake makeup we made set properly.
Right. So
I can agree with you on that.
you told them what it was, what the real no airbrush makeup, the real.
I mean,
stuff.
airbrush can be good, especially if you're like body paint and stuff like, for like, events or stuff. But like for haunts, it's
Yeah.
really just too time consuming. For movies, sometimes it doesn't work either. And I'm not the only person who thinks that way. I actually went to LA International EI Makeup School in Hollywood.
Right.
And one of my makeup instructors was one of the makeup artists for Alphabet for 7 years for Wicked.
Okay.
And she literally had 20 minutes to apply the full body Alphabet makeup, the Wicked Witch of the whatever.
Right.
And she had to share that 20 minutes with the hairstylist too.
Mm-hmm.
So she literally took cake makeup, cake green, and shimmer for the highlighter, shimmer, green, glitter, mica pigment, loose shadow, kabuki brush, a kabuki,
Wow.
calligraphy brush, and just full body with the cake makeup. And then highlighted over it, and
Wow.
then, mascara, eyeliner, blended out. That's what she did. 20 minutes.
Wow.
And it lasted through the Broadway show. So, like,
Great.
conventional wisdom aside, like, you do what works.
Well, I can't believe how quick the show has gone. As you're vamping with the makeup, there you go. I got you. There you go. Okay. So one last question for you, since you're bringing it up. Do you like making people beautiful, or do you like making people look disgusting? Which do you like better?
That's an interesting question.
I like when people feel happy with their makeup.
Okay.
So, like, if they want to look disgusting and striking and, like, intimidating, because I personally prefer to be people be afraid of me than be attracted to me.
Well,
my
if you get
personal
both at the
preference.
same time, it's
It's really whatever they're going for, because you can do a lot with makeup. It doesn't have to be just like making someone pretty or making someone scary. Like there's a lot of emotion into it.
What's an emotion besides those two that you've put on somebody?
Sadness,
Yeah.
apathy,
How do you do that?
depression. I mean, theater makeup, that's one thing to teach you, like the whole old fashioned like mask stuff. It's sort of like the Mardi Gras carnival, thing. But like definitely like the way wrinkles sit on your face, the way, makeup is upturn, downturn. A lot of the makeup from the 1920s and 30s had that very, downturn profile.
Right.
Very heavy on the inner corner. A light on the outer corner, which is kind of the opposite of how we do it now, but it kind of had this like, you know, sort of like weeping look to it.
Right. And by the way, you two were vamping, so I sorry I didn't
She
catch
was
that.
thanking me for the eyeliner, and then she told me my face looked great, and then I said thank you.
Yes, as we were talking. and so Lilian, I don't know what happened there, but tell us about all the projects you have, all your upcoming shows. That's why I say we're almost done, so please tell us everything that you got going.
Oh man. Okay, so
And how to get a hold of you and all that.
to get a hold of me, you can get a hold of me on Instagram, Facebook. Instagram is Lilian, 1 L in the middle, _sin _official. Lilian Mortis on Facebook. Lilith Morningstar at gmail.com if you want to email me. I had just recently, I'm waiting on the music video release from Soil.
It's great. You told me about that. We'll
yeah.
play that as well.
That was a lot of fun. I'm we're waiting for Hell's Coming for You to come out. That was directed by Mark Savage and Timothy Chesmar. I got to work
and
with...
I'm assuming you were a Soil fan before you did that.
Oh, yes. I've been a Soil fan for a long time. So the fact that I actually got to be the star of their music video and hang out with the band was amazing. They were all huge sweethearts, all gentlemen. You know, despite the fact that I was topless and fully nude on set, they were very respectful. They didn't come into the scene or where it was being shot when I was naked unless they were needed for the scene.
Right.
Let's see here. And one of them actually offered me their jacket, which is really nice.
Oh, that's nice.
And I got to shoot a couple people, including Mortis.
So you finally got your revenge.
Yeah, I got to shoot him. So there's that. There's How's Coming From You, From Dusk Til Bong by Genius Balsamo. That's going to be coming out soon. Amityville BIgfoot. I just recently did a movie with Brink Stevens as well.
Oh, that's great.
I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but I was a sacrifice and she was a witch. It's another Amityville type film.
Right.
Let's see.
That sounds got a lot of shit going on.
Amityville Karen was also with Sean C. Phillips. I was the demon in that one.
You definitely weren't the Karen. I know that.
No, but I made the Karen very uncomfortable in the bedroom scene.
Oh wow! You have a bedroom scene with the Amityville Karen. That's something to look forward to.
I made sure to creep everybody out on set with that one. Let's see here.
Speaking of that, let me see your creepy face with all the makeup now. See what I mean? See what I mean? You can be scary and beautiful at the same time.
Let's see.
A lot of men are attracted to that.
Yeah. A lot of guys like the psychos apparently, and women too. And
non-binary, and
yeah,
I think
everybody in between. I love everybody.
Yes.
I don't care what you are, or who you are. I love you. Oh my gosh,
No.
there's
No.
Oh, You're Melting, also by James Balsamo. That was a really fun one. Hollywood Werewolf is going to be coming out soon. That's with Andy Dick.
Oh, great. Oh, I forgot to ask you about him.
Yeah. What about him?
Did you get the cool, very funny, very talented Andy Dick, or did you get the kind of fucked up, I'm gonna pull out my dick Andy Dick?
I've gotten the nice Andy Dick. He's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
He's always been really nice to me, very supportive in my career. He's given me advice on acting.
That's cool.
So he is a very cool, despite what other people may say about him and the rumors that people hear. You just caught him on a bad day, which all of us have as actors and performers.
I mean, I've worked with Andy Dick. I've been on the show. I've done comedy with him, and every time I've worked with him, he's been sober and he's very funny, very talented.
Yes.
And improvises just amazingly, almost genius talented.
Yes.
If not genius talented. And I've also seen him on the street, and he's pulled out his dick and asked me to watch.
I've never seen that, thankfully.
Yeah, it's
He turned into a bit of a perv, but he's a nice guy.
Yeah, so
But what guy from the early 80s, 70s, 80s is not in Hollywood is not a perv, though? I mean, come on.
Well, you know better than I would.
If an old school Hollywood guy is going to be a perv at me while I'm walking down Hollywood, and he's one of my favorite actors from the 60s, 70s, or 80s, I'm going to expect him to hit on me a little bit. I'm going to expect him to try to, like, touch my tit or grab my ass. And if he does, I'm going to smack him in the face and laugh at him and say, come on, you know better than that.
Right. Well,
And usually when you do that,
yes,
they become your best friend.
Yeah. I just didn't expect, Andy Dick to pull out his penis and ask me to look at it and evaluate it. But that it was 2 a.m.
Come
I
on,
was walking
who in
somebody
Hollywood
home.
hasn't pulled their dick out? You guys.
I have not.
Well,
I have
besides
not.
you, but you
I
guys.
definitely have
Jim
those,
Morrison has pulled his
you
dick
a real
out.
vampire? Can you bite me? Conversations outside of Bar Sinister. at
Yeah.
2
Right,
a.m.
right. So anyway, go to Lilian Sin official on Instagram and check out all that stuff.
Mhm.
And so we were, so you've had bad pickup lines at Bar Sinister?
No, outside of Bar Sinister, like afterwards. Like, if people come up to me like, "Are you a real vampire? Can you bite me?"
It's not
That's pretty
fun.
bad.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad. What's the worst? What's the worst pickup line you ever got, Nicole?
I think the worst thing I get is just the hey. Like, sometimes it's in the inbox. Sometimes you're just walking down the street.
One.
It just always starts with hey, and then I always just shut them down because I don't even want to hear what's coming next.
Right.
And so they could have the best pickup line on earth, but they start with that hey or the sup,
Right.
you know?
I hate that.
Oh,
So-
sup. Yeah, sup is pretty bad.
I do have a worse one that
Yeah, let's
happened
hear
at Bar Sinister. The guy walked up to me and he's like, "What are you, Leo? You look like a lion with your hair. You look like a mane." And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like,
So
"Well,
he didn't have the second line ready.
No, and he's like, "Well, I'm a Gemini," and I turned around and I walked away.
Oh my god.
It's like
Because both my husband and my ex-husband are Geminis and they share a birthday because I'm a masochist.
I think the worst thing
So
is
wait,
when
so
I
wait a second. So there's 4 people in your house. Basically, yes. No, what were you gonna say?
It's when I tell them I'm seeing somebody, which I say even if I'm not seeing somebody. Right now I am seeing somebody, and I would say I'm seeing somebody, and they'd be like, "Oh, well, I could be with the guy on the side." That's my least favorite. It's so sleazy.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
It's so rude. I'm trying to be polite and let you down in a way that's like nice, and you're just going to be a total creep about it.
Right. Except for the way you let me down and said, I said,
You're
"You
too
want
much
to go out?"
man
You're
for
like,
me.
well, first he said no, very emphatically, and then he said, "Oh, you're too much man for me," which is a very bad fat joke. But anyway, so
It was about being fat. You
what's the worst
can't
pickup line,
Jason
Lillian, for
Momoa
you that you heard?
Oh my god. The worst pickup line.
And I'm sure that there's plenty, and and I'm not talking about our former guest that wanted you to swing with him and his wife.
Oh my god.
Right.
That was pretty bad. In front of me and the Mortis. That was pretty bad.
You know,
Or maybe that was it.
Oh wait, there was this one dude who messaged me recently saying, "Don't you remember kissing me at bondage ball?" And I'm like, do you not realize I've been married for the last almost 5 years and I'm happily married? I was like, "Are you sure it wasn't just a kiss on the cheek?" "Oh, I have a photo to prove it." I'm like, "Okay, show me the photo." It's a kiss on the cheek.
Well, it could have been worse. Could have been a dick pic. But anyway, so Rachel, tell us all about your cosmetics and where people can get a hold of them. I hold on. What did I just do? I said, here we go.
Did you break
Was it not recording?
Oh, stop
Yeah.
recording.
It stopped recording, but we'll get the audio here. Just tell us where you can get your cosmetics, and I'll put the audio and I'll put a screenshot of your website on the video.
VampireCosmetics.com
Okay.
and AlchemyMythosis.com. And you can also find me at NewOrleansSwampWitch.com. And
Swampaphile on Instagram.
Yeah, Swampaphile on Instagram, Swamp on Facebook, which is also facebook.com/Swampaphile.
Yes. Well, thank you for being on. Lillian, thank you for being on.
Wow.
I wish we had time for me to get made up, but it'll just have to be my bare face right now. And luckily the video's off, so it's just audio. Nicole, how do people get a hold of you?
I am Nicole6Books on Instagram and Nicole H6 on Facebook. And I had a major triumph this week. My SEO now knows that's the real me, so the other ones don't count.
Woohoo!
Yes. Took 2 years, but we built a community that knows my name.
Yay!
And I'm Goth Comedian on all social media. Everybody have a wonderfully made up creepy week. Bye.